All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rachach Barash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect on the highways and hedges, pushing the truth. It's your brother Rabbi Knapp coming up with the lesson, Lord's will is edifying. Okay. I don't even know where I want to start, actually. Oh yeah, well, let's get some articles, man. There's a lot going on in the news, and I want to bring it out, man. This piece of shit, Judge Joe Brown, talking about the Israelites. He's saying they're fucking. He's saying that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans aren't the biblical Israelites. You got to be a damn fool to think that the so-called white man is the biblical Israelites, man. Okay? Now, that's just his opinion. Okay? Well, we think you're not an Israelite, you know? Well, he probably is, but that's what Jake is, man. He got his head shaven, you know? What we think a lot of these people, what the small hat does, he'll call you, like Apostle said, man. He'll pay you some money just to say a few lines, just say this. And guess what? It's successful, man. A lot of people look up to Judge Joe Brown, you know? It might seem silly, you know, if you're in this truth, you might look at somebody like Judge Joe Brown like he ain't doing any work, but the world looks at him as somebody. He's somebody in this world, man. There might be a Jake around his age, you know, that was on the line, on the fence a little bit, you know, and he just took him out the truth, man. Nah, I'm going back into Islam, man. You know, I'm gonna go back to Black Power, because that's the type of shit he was saying. He was hitting those key notes that, you know, he was singing a tune to rock you back to sleep, man. And so it works with a lot of people, man. And then that person gets turned off to the truth, and he'll go turn some other people off to the truth. Oh yeah, I used to believe that, man. I used to think that one time, man, when I opened the Bible. But now I think I'm a spiritual Israelite, man. You know, I'm not a direct descendant of Jacob, because they don't see the value in being an Israelite, man. Which is sad, you know. Which is sad, man. And that's why I pray and I hope that the Lord don't get me out the spirit, man. As a matter of fact, let's go to Numbers, man. Because you could get a perspective from the heathen. The Lord even left examples of the heathen explaining why they were look at Nebuchadnezzar, man. He brought him down low. He knew, like, shit, man. I wish I could. I know there's a power that rules, man. Where does he say that? I don't want to read the whole chapter. Let me just go do it, man. Because these are examples that, you know, brothers could use to try to wake people up, man. Wake up the elect. When Balaam said he wished he could die the death of the righteous. Who are the righteous? The Israelites. Okay? It's Numbers 23. I was in the wrong chapter. As a matter of fact, the points in 10, I'm going to start at 1. Numbers 23 and 1. And Balaam said unto Balak, build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 oxen and 7 rams. Okay? Numbers 20, Balak hired Balaam to put curses on the nation of Israel. Numbers 23, in verse 29, and Balaam said unto Balak, build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 bullocks and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had said, and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar. Okay? So they built a bunch of altars, man, trying to put these curses up on the nation of Israel. Numbers 23 and 2. And Balak did as Balaam had spoken, and Balak and Balaam offered on every altar a bullock and a ram. Okay? And Balaam said unto Balak, stand by thy burnt offering, and I will go. Peradventure the Lord Yahweh will come to meet me, and whatsoever he showeth me, I will tell thee. And he went to a high place. Okay? Went to a high place. Numbers 24:1. And when Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, he went not as at other times to seek for enchantments, but he set his face toward the wilderness. Man, try to put curses on the nation of Israel. Numbers 23:3. And Balaam said unto Balak, Salaki, I read that. Numbers 23:4. And the Most High met Balaam, and he said unto him, I have prepared 7 altars, and I have offered upon every altar a bullock and a ram. We jump over to verse 16. It says, and the Lord Yahweh met Balaam and put a word in his mouth and said, go again unto Balak and say thus. Okay. So it's just showing me. I'm just grabbing the precepts in my Bible. Numbers 23:5. And the Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth and said, return unto Balak, and thus thou shalt speak. So this is a heathen, man. And he returned unto him, and lo, he stood by his burnt sacrifice, he and all the princes of Moab. Yep, he and all the princes of Moab, man. And he took up his parable and said, Balak, the king of Moab, hath brought me from Aram, out of the mountains of the east, saying, come curse me Jacob, and come defy Israel. That's what Balak did, man. How shall I curse whom the Most High have not cursed? Or how shall I defile whom the Lord have not defiled? Exactly, man. How you going to do that without permission from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua? This is what I mean, man. This is why we serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Let's give me a precept. Isaiah 47:12. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. Yeah, Esau with all his enchantments, you know, all of these TV shows that he got on the internet showing you that, you know, enchanting you, the bread in the circus, rocking you to sleep. Okay? You know, putting 90-day pauses on his tariffs. Now the stock market's going back up. So now people, you know, rock you right back to sleep. Hey, that's the Lord that allowed this to happen. Okay? Isaiah 47:13. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, and the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Yeah, let them save you from the things that the Lord's going to bring upon this place, which is destruction. Let's see if all of your wickedness and enchantments are going to work then. Okay. This is the book of Isaiah 57:10. Thou art weary in the greatness of thy way, yet saidest thou not, there is no hope. Thou hast found the life of thine hand, therefore thou was not grieved. And of whom hast thou been afraid of, or feared, that thou hast lied, and hast not remembered me, nor laid it to thy heart? Have not I held my peace, even of old, and thou fearest me not? Yeah, you don't fear the Most High, man, with those enchantments. Okay? The fool have said in his heart that there is no God. That's Esau. Okay? Your heart, your mind. He says he is the Most High. Psalms 1:14-1. The fool have said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. Yeah, you don't want to see Esau put up a sacrifice. His sacrifices involve little kids and children in groves in California. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. Yeah, the Most High is not in all his thoughts. Okay? He's not seeking after him, man. He's not asking Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua for guidance in the moves that he makes. He's asking spiritual demon Satan. Satan is asking Yahweh Bashim Yahushai if he can proceed or not. He's the God of gods, man. He's the Most High. Okay? It's the book of Psalms 53, verse 1. The fool has said in his heart, there is no God. Corrupt are they, and have done abominable iniquity. There is none that doeth good. Yeah, same thing, man. Psalm 53, saying the same thing as Psalms 14. There's none that doeth good, man. They're all wicked, man. It's the book of Romans, chapter 3. In verse 10, as it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. There is none that understandeth, there is none that seeketh after the Most High. They are all gone out of the way. They are together become unprofitable. There is none that doeth good. No, not one. Exactly, man. Talking about the wicked. You 2/3 niggas too, man, following this damn devil. Okay. Numbers 23 and 9. For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, and the number of the fourth part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his. Exactly, man. So even Balaam wanted to die the death of the righteous, man. Okay? So it's all right to die for the Lord, man. Even the heathen understood that. People are not going to like you. They're going to get offended. They're going to want to kill you. They're going to want to stab you, shoot you. Hey, Balaam wished that could happen to him, man. He wish he could get shot in the street like you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. The way of the wicked seduceth them, though. Let me grab that. Seduces. That. It's Proverbs, I think. Damn. Or is it more excellent than his neighbor? Let me grab that. More excellent than his neighbor. Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 26, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth him. So the reason why the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are wicked is because you're being oppressed, and in order to get out of that oppression, you got to follow Esau, and Esau will pay you to do. You got to be wicked like him, man, to prosper in this world, man. Okay. You gotta be just like Esau, man, if you want to prosper here, man. You can't serve the Lord. He'll have you do something wicked and abominable, and then he'll give you a check. Make sure you're certified, man. All right? And that's what's wrong, you know, kind of a little going off, but that's what's wrong with Judge Joe Brown, man. How you doing? How you doing? You too, brother. You too. You know, Ishmael walked by and just confused me, man. I get a lot of assalamu alaikums with my garment, man. People think I'm and hey, man, it is what it is, man. I like this garment, man. This is what caught my eye when I went to go make my first garment. You know, I went to the store, went to the spot, and I looked for the cheapest material, man. And this was down there. I was like, yeah, that's me, man. That's me, man. I grabbed a couple of fabrics, man. But honestly, I wish I just got the burlap, man. You know, the potato bag or something, man. This is a little too fancy. But now I'm too cheap to go and buy the burlap because who cares, man? It does the job. Okay. But that's what's wrong with Judge Joe Brown, man. You know, he's seduced by the wicked, man. He wants money. He wants to prosper. He's an old man, man. Good thing we have examples in the Bible like Eleazar, who died the death of the righteous, man. As a matter of fact, let's go. I've been wanting to, I never have a reason to bring him out, but my favorite book is the book of Maccabees, man. Let's go get him. I think it's the 8th chapter. I can't remember exactly. Nope. No, it's Maccabees. Maybe it's a chapter. Yeah, let's go there, man. 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and 1. Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of God. That's what the Jews did, man. I mean, that's what the Greeks did to the Jews. They wanted them to depart from their laws, which is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and to follow their laws, which were abominable laws, okay? Wicked laws, because the wicked Greeks, they're wicked, man. 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and 2, and to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympus, and that in Gerizim of Jupiter the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place. So the Greeks wanted you to turn the temple of Jerusalem into the Jupiter Olympus, some paganistic shit, man. That's what the Greeks do, man. They're into all type of mythological gods, man, that can fight each other, and you know, they can take down Zeus and, you know, do all this stupid shit. It's all false gods. And they wanted you Jews at the time, the southern kingdom, to follow the way of the heathen. It says Jupiter was the chief deity of Roman state religion throughout the Republican and imperial eras. All right. 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and 3. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people, because what's that precept? Salakia. I got another precept. Proverbs 15 and 9. The way of the wicked is an abomination unto the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, but he loveth him that followeth after righteousness. Exactly. So that was grievous to the righteous, to those who wanted to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. But they had this oppressive force that was on them that caused them to go, because that's what oppression will do to you, man. Okay? That's what it was for. To ultimately take you away from the Lord. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7. It says, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Exactly, man. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. If you were wise, you would want to keep your laws. If you were wise, you would die rather following your laws, man, than to follow the ways of this devil, man. Because temporarily, you might keep your life with Esau, you know, hey, do what we say, and you keep your life, and then the Lord destroys you. So it's like he's putting you in a lose-lose. But the book of Maccabees show you it's better to die for the Lord, okay? And I'm sure those souls that endured the things that were written about them are back here in this time, and they're going to be blessed, okay? It says, fear not him who can destroy both body and soul, but fear him, destroy. Let me grab it. Sorry if I remember it. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body. Yeah, Esau can kill your body. You can die out here doing the work. He can kill your body, you can bleed out, you could die, but are not able to kill the soul. Yeah, they can't kill your soul though. The Lord's in control of your soul. So when you die and you bleed out and he's happy that he killed you and he don't go to jail because Esau Edom is a damn devil, then guess what? You come back in the reincarnation. And he's gonna come back in the reincarnation, but there's gonna be a time when you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are gonna be in power and he's gonna pay for his sins. But rather fear him which is able to destroy, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Exactly, man. He can destroy both soul and body in hell, man. Meaning he can put you back. This is hell. When you go through slavery, that's hell. Hell's not no place you burn. Hell's when your enemies are ruling over you and they're treating you like shit. As a matter of fact, what did David say? When David numbered Israel, KJV, it's in 2 places. I think I want the one in Chronicles. 1 Chronicles 21, let's go there. Let's go there. I'll jump back to Maccabees if I don't forget. But whatever's on my mind, I'm gonna grab it. 1 Chronicles. First Chronicles chapter 21 and 1. And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. And David said to Joab and to the rulers of the people, go, number Israel from Beersheba even to Dan, and bring the number of them to me, that I may know it. And Joab answered the Lord, make his people 100 times so many more as they be. But my lord the king, are they not all my lord's servants? Why then doth my lord require this thing? Why will he be a cause of trespass to Israel? Nevertheless, the king's word prevailed against Joab. Wherefore Joab departed and went throughout all Israel and came to Jerusalem. Joab gave the sum of the number of the people unto David, and all they of Israel were 1,000,000 and 100,000 men that drew sword. And Judah was 460,000 men that drew sword. But Levi and Benjamin counted he not among them, for the king's word was abominable to Joab. So even Joab knew, even he was caught in a strait right there, man. He had King David telling him to number Israel, and he still followed the Most High. He didn't even number Benjamin. He gave him a number though, but he didn't give him the right number because he knew that shit was wicked. Okay? It's the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 21 and 7. And the Most High was displeased with this thing. Therefore he smote Israel. And David said unto the Most High, I have sinned greatly because I have done this thing. But now I beseech thee, do away the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. Exactly, it displeased the Lord, man. Even though he didn't get the right number, his intention would cause the Lord to smite Israel. Okay, that wickedness. Because the Lord hates wickedness, man. This is the book of 1 Chronicles chapter 1 and 21. And David said unto the Most High, I have sinned greatly because I have done this thing. But now I beseech thee, do away the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. And the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua spake unto Gad, David's seer, saying, and a seer is a prophet. Okay, let me grab that precept though, since it's in my mind, man. The Lord be wanting you to bring this out, man. First Samuel chapter 9 and 9. Before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the Most High, thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer, for he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer. Okay, so now you know what a seer is. 1 Chronicles 21 and 10. Go and tell David, saying, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I offer thee 3 things. Choose thee one of them, that I may do it unto thee. So Gad came to David and said unto him, thus saith the Lord, choose thee either 3 years famine or 3 months to be destroyed before thy foes, while that the sword of thine enemies overtake thee, or else 3 days the sword of the Lord, even the pestilence in the land, and the angel of the Lord destroying throughout all the coasts of Israel. Now therefore advise thyself what word I shall bring again to him that sent me. Exactly, man. What you want me to tell you how about Shem Yahushua? How do you want it, man? You want it with the belt? You want to go grab a branch out the yard and whip your ass? Or you want me to just open hand, just beat you up with my bare hand, bare knuckle? You know? That's the Lord, man. You choose how I'm gonna whip your ass, man. This is the Most High we're talking about. When I hear situations like that, it reminds me of my father, man. I used to get my ass kicked when I did something wrong. And that's what he did, man. And this is the Most High. So-called white man don't beat his kids like you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's why they put your ass to death. Okay? That's why they bring in guns to schools, shooting up schools, classrooms. It was actually just another fight Esau was getting. I was watching I love when Esau gets in a rage, man. Some police officers went to this Edomite's house. His kids, his wife, they're crying in the living room. The police is like, where is he? Next thing you know, boom, 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 boom. He's busting at him, man. Shoots one of the police officers. He don't even run out the house. He loading up more guns. He's going out. Because he don't give a fuck. And he's the one who got the most guns, man. He's the one who got the most firepower. Okay? And he's the people that's gonna be shooting your ass when the stock market crash. When these stores go out. He gonna be putting y'all to death, man. And he's gonna love it. He gonna love being a devil, man. He gonna fully step into the blood, man. He's gonna be like a madman sparing none. Let me grab that. Because that's what Esau really needs, man. He's been suppressing that devil that's in him. Once he unleashes it, he's gonna be happy. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, in verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yeah, when you look at that word cold, it goes into being a psycho. He's gonna go psychotic when he's gonna be blood driven, man. Okay? He's gonna be rape, robbing, and murdering. People are gonna be going to war. He's gonna be taking your kids. He like little kids. He like human flesh. That's Esau, man. That's Esau. This damn devil eats human flesh, man. And y'all don't even know it. You think he's your friend, man. Tell him, Esau, that you like nigga meat too. Most importantly. It's tender to him. It has flavor. More organic flavor. He like to drink blood. That's what they do in Hollywood. That's what you covet after, to go live next to the whole damn Hollywood, man. Bunch of vampires over there. And you covet to be next to them. You want to move up to Beverly Hills, man. You're a fool. 1 Chronicles 21:13. And David said unto Gad, I am in a great strait. Exactly, I'm in a great strait, man. Let me fall now into the hand of the Lord, for very great are his mercies. But let me not fall into the hand of man. Exactly, man. Let me fall into the hand of the Lord than into the hand of man. Because look what could happen to you. He send you over here, put you on slave ships and all that, beat the shit out of you, kill you, rape you, send your kids. That's hell. That's hell. Okay? And you can't do nothing about it. And that's what's wrong with you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. He causes hell, man. He brings hell to you in different forms of it, man. Just like you can't pay your rent, you can't buy a house, and you can't pay your rent. You're in a great strait. That's oppression. Now you want to go bend over for the small hat. And that's what the small hat's doing with this whole world. Manipulating the stock market so he can fuck you. Okay? And who's doing it? Is it the so-called black man in power? Or is the bad guy the guy that's on the street corners talking to himself? Or is it this damn devil putting executive orders to oppress the world? This is the book of 1 Chronicles 21:15. And the Most High sent an angel unto Jerusalem to destroy it. And as he was destroying, the Lord beheld, and he repented him of the evil, and said to the angel that destroyed, it is enough, stay now thine hand. And the angel of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, stood by the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite. So he has control over these spirits, man. He told him it's enough, man. Just like he has control over Satan, okay? Who's controlling the so-called white man. The Lord belongs the issues of death. Something like that. Let's grab that. Psalm 68:20. How you doing, brother? Psalm 68:20. He that is our power is the power of salvation, and unto the Most High, the Lord, belong the issues from death. Exactly. Unto the Most High. But the Most High shall wound the head of his enemies, in the hairy scalp of such an one as goeth on still in his trespasses. Exactly, man. You want to keep breaking the law, he gonna wound your head, man. Just like you're gonna do Esau Edom, man. That old serpent, he gonna wound his head. All right. 1 Chronicles 21:16. And David lifted up his eyes and saw the angel of the Lord stand between the earth and the heaven, having drawn sword in his hand, stretched out before Jerusalem. Then David and the elders of Israel, who were clothed in sackcloth, fell upon their faces. And David said unto the Most High, it is not I that commanded the people to be numbered. Even I, it is that have sinned and done evil indeed. But as for these sheep, what have they done? Let thine hand, I pray thee, O Lord, my power be on me and on my father's house, but not on thy people, that they should be plagued. So that's David, man. He loved the sheep, man. Loved it. Ready to die for the sheep, man. Okay? And that's the spirit of the house of David, man. You're not going to be afraid of Esau, 2/3 of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. They're going to serve the Lord because the Lord's in control of all these things, man. Okay? He's the one. The issues of life and death belongeth to the Lord, man. All right? That's why we come out here in great boldness. 1 Chronicles 21:18. Then the angel of the Lord commanded Gad to say to David, that David shall go up and set up an altar unto the Lord in the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite. And David went up at the saying of Gad, which he spake in the name of the Lord. And Ornan turned back and saw the angel, and his 4 sons with him hid themselves. Now Ornan was threshing wheat. And as David came to Ornan, Ornan looked and saw David, and went out of the threshing floor and bowed himself to David with his face to the ground. Then David said to Ornan, grant me the place of this threshing floor, that I may build an altar therein unto the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Thou shalt grant it me for the full price, that the plague may be stayed from the people. And Ornan said unto David, take it to thee, and let my lord the king do that which is good in his eyes. Lo, I give thee the oxen, also 4 burnt offerings, and the threshing instruments for wood, and the wheat for the meat offering, I give it all. And King David said to Ornan, nay, but I will verily buy it for the full price, for I will not take that which is thine for the Lord, nor offer burnt offerings without cause. So look at that, man. He knew he messed up. He wasn't trying to rob everybody. He was taking full accountability. I'm going to pay for everything. Don't worry about it, man. And Satan caused him to do that. So the Lord had David do it in the first place. So it's all the Lord, man. We just pray that the Lord don't put us in a great strait like that, man. But we're going into a great strait. Okay? It's going to be a difficult path trying to get back to the Lord. All right? Just like there's a fire on one side and water on the other. And only few therein that find it, man. Okay? As a matter of fact, let's grab that precept. That's a good precept. Because it reminds us that straight means difficult. Okay? It's difficult. Like a straight jacket, not straight like a line. Okay? It's a difficult position to be in. Matthew 7. And Matthew. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7. Verse 13, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Exactly, many there be that go in thereat. You know, you're going to choose the ways of this world, man. You're going to follow the multitude to do evil, and that's going to get you put to death. Everyone's going to get jabbed. You're going to go that way, that route. Everyone's going to go get the MOTB. That's going to be the Broadway. You're going to go that route. And many that be, they're going to find that way. But the straight path and the most difficult path is to trust in the Lord in these last days. It's going to be tough, man. But that's the only way that's going to lead to salvation. It's the book of Psalms. Psalms chapter 37 and verse 37. It says, mark the perfect man and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. Exactly, man. You got to mark the perfect man. You got to find the man that's going to go, that's going to follow the Lord, that's going to be in the straight gate. Because the end of that man is peace, meaning he's going to get saved from this upcoming destruction that's coming. Okay? You want to mark him. You want to watch him. Not everybody. Everyone's not going to be saved. So if you're watching a lot of people, it's not going to work, man. Isaiah 32 and 17, and the work of righteousness shall be peace, and the effect of righteousness quietness and assurance forever. Okay? The work of righteousness. Who's doing righteously? Who's practicing the righteous acts? And how has it benefited him from what you see, or what he says it's benefited him? And follow that man. Matthew 7, verse 14, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Exactly, only a few there be that's going to find it. Even though it's been told to them. 1 Chronicles 21 and 25, so David gave to Arnon for the place 600 shekels of gold by weight. And David built there an altar unto the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings, and called upon the Lord, and he answered him from heaven by fire upon the altar of burnt offering. And the Lord commanded the angel, and he put up his sword again into the sheath thereof. And that time when David saw that the Lord hadn't answered him in the threshing floor of Arnon the Jebusite, then he sacrificed there. For the tabernacle of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, which Moses made in the wilderness, and the altar of the burnt offering were at the season in the high place at Gibeon. But David could not go before it to inquire of the Most High, for he was afraid because of the sword of the angel of the Lord. He was afraid of the sword of the angel of the Lord. And the sword of the angel of the Lord right now that the Most High is using to give judgment to the nation of Israel is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He's the sword of the Lord. Hey, we're his battle axe. Okay? But right now, we're like worms. No power, defenseless. We need the Lord to have mercy on us. As he raised up this cruel king, it's going to get tough out here. It's the book of Psalms, 17 and verse 10. They are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak proudly. That's Esau, speaking proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. Yeah, they can see us everywhere, man. They set their eyes bowing down to the earth. They have all GPS systems, all shit. They can probably see me right now. They probably got cameras watching me right now. He's always lurking. Okay? He's always lurking. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10. And Psalms 10 and 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. Yeah, he's sitting in the lurking places of the villages, which means he's in your community, lurking around. In the secret places, though he murder the innocent. Yeah, he murders the innocent. How? Through his police force. That's his teeth. Or one tooth in his mouth that he's showing you. These different policies, the shit that he puts in your food. That's what he does, man. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. Yeah, he lieth in wait to catch the poor. And where's the poor? Where are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans at? In the streets, in the cities. In the worst parts, in the cheapest, in the hoods, in the projects. Low housing income. That's where y'all at. And that's where the police are at. The police are not in the suburbs. Policing the so-called white man who got all the guns and all this shit. No, he's in the cities. Putting drugs and shit in your community. Creating chaos. And then he watches you. Gives you everything so you can make a mistake. And then that's him lurking. So he can lock you up. Accuse you. That's what he does. He's an accuser of his brethren. Revelation chapter 12, verse number 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. Yeah, he accuses you before the Lord day and night. What does he say to the Lord about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? He shows them how wicked you are. Look at Lord, they go to church every Sunday, man, and look who they're praying to. They're praying to this false image. They're praying to the false God, Caesar Borgia. Look at them, Lord. Kill them, Lord. That's how he accuses you. Look what he's doing, Lord. He's eating food with, yeah, I know I put pork in it. But he's eating it. He got pork in his abominable broth in his vessel. Kill him, Lord. He's eating mouses. He don't know how to put it in his Chinese food. Kill his ass, Lord. And that's him accusing you to the Lord. All these different transgressions. But meanwhile, he's advertising for you to go eat Domino's pizza with pepperoni on it. In the crust. Meanwhile, he's putting bacon on your cheeseburger and making it look good, dripping with grease. So you can go eat it. Putting pork in your child's candy. He's shredding your meat and making nuggets out of it and charging you cheap to get that more for than an affordable food, man. It's cheaper for you to go get his defiled meats in his fast food restaurants than it is to go to the supermarket and buy good produce, so he can accuse you. This is it's for him to, so he can accuse you, man. It's designed to oppress the righteous. Psalms chapter 10. And 8 in the middle. In the secret places, though he murder the innocent, his eyes are privily set against the poor. Exactly, man. His eyes are privily set against the poor. Okay? Privately set against you. He watches you in private. He watches you through your phone. He watches everything that you do. He records you. He's watching you. He's watching you watch him. He's like, I'm watching his ass, and he's watching me, and the Lord's watching him. Okay? So everyone's being watched, man. Everybody. Nobody is not being watched, man. But ultimately, the Most High sees everything. Okay. If I can find the book of Amos. It's the book of Amos, chapter 9, and verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh power, are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. So he said he's not going to destroy the house of Jacob. But the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. Amos is prophesying to the northern kingdom, but it applies to Esau. Okay? He's that sinful kingdom. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 11. For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee, though I will make a full end of all nations, whether I have scattered thee. Yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. Okay? So he's not going to leave you altogether unpunished. Okay? He's going to correct you like a son. Just like he correct David. How do you want me? How do you want it, man? You want the famine? You want the sword? You want your enemies? Or you want, what do you want? Because I'm gonna get you, man. But he had mercy on David. But he still destroyed a lot of Israelites. Jeremiah 4 and 27. For thus have the Lord said, the whole land shall be desolate, yet will I not make a full end. Exactly, man. Whole land shall be desolate, but he shall not make a full end. But that's talking about Israel. Jeremiah 10 and 24. O Lord, correct me, but with judgment, not in thine anger, lest thou bring me to nothing. Exactly, man. Not in thine anger, correct me. We need to be corrected, because we'll go off. Correction's not always bad, man. If you're going the wrong way and then you decide to go the right way, that helps you out. Ultimately, you're trying to get to the destination. We're trying to reroute you, you know? But if he brings you to a destination that you can't return from, hey, man, he was angry with you. Psalms 17 and 12. Like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Exactly, man. Deliver our soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Esau. It's the sword, man. We need to be delivered from him. The only way we can be delivered from him is not praying to the sword to not kill us, man. It's praying to the Lord who's holding the sword, asking for mercy. Isaiah 10 and 5. O Assyrian, the rod of my anger, and the staff of and the staff in their hand is my indignation. Okay? I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge, to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. Exactly, man. and tread you down like the mire of the streets. The sword that's in his hand is his indignation, which is his righteous anger. He used the Assyrian to take down the nation of Israel, okay, the northern kingdom. But he's using the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, to take down all you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in this kingdom, Babylon. Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, which looks like it's going to be Donald Duck. And he's already given us over. He's been elected. He's doing exactly what the Lord wants him to do. Lord's will, he's that man. That cruel Lord that Isaiah 19:4 is talking about. And a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah of hosts. Exactly, man. Lord's will is him. Isaiah chapter 20 and verse 4. So shall the king of Assyria lead away the Egyptians prisoners, and the Ethiopians captives, young and old, naked and barefoot, even with their buttocks uncovered, to the shame of Egypt. Yeah, man, y'all gonna get locked up, man. Yeah, y'all getting locked up, boy. That's what the Assyrians did, man. I was watching the Assyrians, they took you away naked, barefoot, and all that, so it make it harder for you to run away. Okay? You had to rely on the Assyrians. Okay? But you were naked and barefoot. You didn't have any clothes, man. Imagine walking barefoot from Israel all the way to Assyria, man. And you ain't never walked barefoot before, then I'll fuck your feet up, man. Look at your old sneakers, man. Look at your old sneakers. Now imagine you didn't have those sneakers and you walk that many miles barefoot, man. Your feet will be fucked up out here, man. Okay. That was a tough captivity for the northern kingdom, man. Jeremiah 46 and 26, and I will deliver them into the hand of those that seek their lives, and into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and into the hand of his servants. And afterward it shall be inhabited as in the days of old, saith the Lord. Exactly. He sent us here for our punishment, and then he's going to allow us to come back, according to Isaiah 14:1, man. Okay. Isaiah 19, and I'm going to jump around, 17. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself, because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he have determined against it. Exactly. They don't start being afraid, man. And they're already afraid. That's why they're trying to come up with laws, anti-Semitic laws, where they can get this, the LGBTQ. They don't like the Bible, man. The LGBTQ, they hate the Lord, man. They want to get us off the street. They want anything that condemns them to be uprooted, and nothing condemns them more than the Bible. Okay? The Catholic Church don't condemn them. The Christian Church don't condemn them. It's the men that keep on the highways and hedges that's condemning them with this Bible. Okay? So they're going to want to take this off the streets. The truth of the Bible, man. Because it offends them. They're offended. They want to have parades in Jerusalem, man, and trotting down the Lord's land. And they don't want anybody to say anything about it. Okay? So there's going to be a famine of the word. All right? So get it while you still can. Isaiah 19 and 18, in that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan and swear to the Lord of hosts. One shall be called the city of destruction. That's talking about here in Babylon. We're coming back to our old ways. We're learning our languages again, man. Okay? We're learning the Hebrew again. It's all part of it, man. But like I said, man, these Babylonians, they become this woman, and they're trying to fight up against the Lord of hosts, man. And they want to take his name off of the highways and the hedges. Isaiah 19:19, in that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord. And this is the altar, man. Coming out, making these videos, this is an altar unto the Lord, man. Okay. But that's what they're gonna do, fellas, brothers, sisters. This word's going out, man. So the Lord, who he gave this truth to, hey, man, you watching them. All right? And their works are going to speak for themselves. Because the Lord's going to be doing a lot of separating soon, man. Let's grab that, as a matter of fact. He's going to be doing a lot of separating, man. So you women, you need to keep your eyes open, man. 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 17, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? It's going to start with us, those who believe in the truth, man. You know, they might believe they're Israelites. They might not believe in the name, you know. He's going to start putting them to death, man. Okay? But I do believe before, you know, when the famine of war start kicking, it's going to be a gradual thing. You might not be able to put up videos on the internet anymore, and a lot of people they're not going to be on these highways and hedges anymore, man. Okay, a lot of people do this. They do it for the wrong reasons, man. They do this work for the wrong reasons, so they're very careful. You know, they're in that straight, man. Nah, man, push that word out, man. Push that word out, man. Okay? It's actually better to not have so many people watching you, man. Because you'll get more undesirables. It's good to have the Lord do it the way he wants it done, man. Okay? Let the Lord do it. This is his word. Okay? The judgment's going to start. I see I didn't even get Maccabees, man. I'm going to go back here. 2 Maccabees chapter 6. And 4. For the temple was filled with the riot and reveling of the Gentiles who dallied with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places. And besides that, brought in things that were not lawful. So they were partying inside Jerusalem in the temple. The altar also was filled with profane things which the law forbiddeth. Swine, all different types of abominations. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient fasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. So they took away our nationality. And in that day of the king's birth, every month, they were brought by bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices, and when the fast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in possession to Bacchus, carrying ivy. So there was you had to celebrate the king's birthday. Bacchus was the Roman god of agriculture, wine, and fertility, equivalent to the Greek god Dionysus. He is often seen with vines of grapes with him. Dionysus was said to be the last god to join the 12 Olympians. Supposedly, Hestia gave up her seat for him. His plants were vines and twirling ivy. He carried a pine cone-topped staff, and his followers were goat-footed satyrs and maenads, wild women who danced energetically during his festivals. Bacchus is the son of Jupiter. So that's why they were carrying the ivy, man. 2 Maccabees 6 and 8, moreover, there went out a decree to the neighboring cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices. And you got to do as the Jew do. You know, when in Rome, be as the Romans. When in Greece, be as the Greeks. Okay? And whose would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles should be put to death. Then might a man have seen the present misery. Exactly, man. You don't want to perform these wicked, abominable acts, you should get put to death. For there were 2 women brought who had circumcised their children, whom when they had openly led around about the city, the babes hanging at hanging at their breasts, they cast them down headlong from the wall. So they hung them around their breasts, man. Hung their babies. And others that had run together into caves nearby to keep the Sabbath day secretly being discovered by Philip were all burnt together, because they made a conscience to help themselves for the honor of the most sacred day. So they didn't want to work on the Sabbath. They wanted to keep the Sabbath holy. They got burnt alive, man. This is Esau. Now I beseech those that read this book that they be not discouraged for these calamities, but that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for chastening of our nation. Exactly, a chastening of our nation. We deserve this. Okay, we got to bear the indignation of the Lord because we have sinned against him. For it is a token of his great goodness when wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished. Yeah, they had to do wickedly to show you who the wicked are. For not as with other nations whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish till they become to the fullness of their sins, so dealeth he with us. Exactly, he's correcting us. He's constantly putting us through these bad tribulations, but he didn't bring us to an utter destruction. He didn't kill every single one of us. He always kept a remnant. That's why we're still here inside of Rome 2.0. We should have died going through the process we went through. That's showing you as a nation with that silver, that gold, that precious stones. Other nations, they wouldn't have been able to do it. Esau about to go through it. He's not going to make it out. Just like the rest of these other nations. But we're not going to utterly beat them, because we're going to rule over them. But Esau, he going to be punished. He going to be uprooted. 2 Maccabees 6:15. Lest that being come to the height of sin, afterwards he should take vengeance of us. Yeah, you don't want that. You stack up the sin, and then he takes vengeance on you like he's doing with the so-called white man. You don't want to be like that. And therefore he never withdraweth his mercy from us. And though he punished with adversity, yet doth he never forsake his people. Yeah, he punished with adversity, but yet doth never forsake his people, man. That's Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's the mercies. Isaiah 30:20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into the corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand and when ye turn to the left. Yeah, even though you're going through what you're going through, he raised up prophets as a sign of mercy, okay, to comfort you during this time of affliction and adversity. 2 Maccabees 6:17, but let this that we at spoken, so let me read that again. 2 Maccabees 6:17, but let this that we had at spoken be for a warning unto us. And now will we come to the declaring of the matter in a few words. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. And the reason why I'm to bring Eleazar out is because this old man, Judge Joe Brown, man, showing you he's that type of person. He doesn't have the integrity to do, even at his old age, he's still a damn sellout. Okay? 2 Maccabees 6:19, but he choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment. Exactly. He came to the torment. He will rather suffer affliction. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. And that's what he's not doing. He wants to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. He's that old, about to die, and he's still selling out his people all the way to the casket, esteeming the reproach of a Mashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. Yeah, he wants the treasures in Egypt. These Federal Reserve notes, this Canadian wood he got for his house, man, and Chinese nails. That's what your homes are made out of, man. All products bought from outside of this place. For he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. Yeah, and this he don't have no respect for the world to come. That's why he's going to be brought low. He's going to have his head down in the kingdom. By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king. He probably was fearing the wrath of the king. And he was more prone to being deceived, more prone to taking a gift. For he endured as seeing him who is invisible. Exactly, he endured by seeing him that he is invisible. That faith, man. Hebrews 11:1, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. He didn't have any faith. If he had faith, he would have told Amalek, go fuck himself. And you're going to go into slavery for 1,000 years, and you're going to be destroyed. And Israel's going to be destroyed too, but it's going to be built back up, and guess who's going back in there? Yasharallah. The real Jews are going in there, according to Isaiah 2 and Isaiah 14. Tell him he ain't a damn Jew. He's Amalek. He's an Edomite. According to Genesis 25. And 25 and 25 and Genesis 25 and 30. Esau, Edom, man. Hebrews 11:5, Slaki and 6. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. He's not diligently seeking the Lord. And that's why he's going to be destroyed, ultimately, man. Oh, yeah? Matter of fact, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Shalak, Rayam, Mashapatnyam, Judge Joe Brown, Baba Kusha, Baba Kusha, Baba Kusha, the water, the water, the water. Amen. Put curses on him, man. All right? So, in my opinion, he's going to get put to death soon. Okay? Lord's will. For selling out his people, man. And all you other sellouts, too. Y'all going to die, too. It's the book of Hebrews 11:6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. He ain't seeking him, man. 2 Maccabees chapter 6:19, but he choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth, and came of his own accord to the torment. So they wanted him to eat swine's flesh, which is pig's meat, okay? And he spit it out. Why? Because he wanted to keep the laws. He was following the book of Leviticus. Let's grab it. Chapter 11. In verse 7, and the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. So he understood that. Okay? 2 Maccabees 6:20. As it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things, as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted, but they that had the charge of that wicked feast for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. So he said, all right. He said, it's all right. You ain't got to eat the swine's flesh. Okay? We understand, you love your Lord. How about you just eat something that is lawful? So it looks like you're eating swine flesh, but in all actuality, you were eating, something that's not breaking Leviticus, the book of Leviticus. 2 Maccabees 6:22, that in so doing he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship with them find favor. So he was trying to find favor with his enemy. Just like this damn devil Judge Joe Brown. But he began to consider discreetly, and as became his age, and the excellency of his ancient years, and the honor of his gray head, whereon was come in his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by the Most High, therefore he answered accordingly, and willed them straight ways to send him to the grave. Yeah, just put me to death, man. He thought about these things. Okay? And that's why it's important to study the scriptures, man. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 5. And, hold on. No. This is, I think I want raise up Ecclesiastes, I think maybe. Ecclesiastes chapter 5. Nope. Seek the Lord, right? I forgot. Raise up a child. Proverbs 22:6. It says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Exactly, man. All right? He will not depart from it. There's another precept. I was looking for that one, but Lord, I know it's Ecclesiastes. I can't think of what precept it is, man. Is it 10? No, man, I'm bugged out, man. I can't remember where it's at. Nope, it's not 10. Basically, you know, you want to seek the Lord when you're a child or something like that. I don't know why I'm blanking on this. We get it all the time. I'm gonna find it though. There it is. Ecclesiastes. So Ecclesiastes chapter 12:1. Remember thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So that's what he should have did, man. He was supposed to be seeking the Lord while he, you know, in the days of his youth. But Judge Joe Brown wasn't doing that, man. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all daughters of music shall be brought low, also when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be your burden, and the desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. Long story short, man, do it before the destruction and all these calamities come, man. Okay? But he didn't want to do that. He's an old man, a damn fool. He's nothing like our forefathers, Eliezer. Okay? Nothing like him, man. Jeremiah chapter 2 and 21. It says, yet I had planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? Exactly, man. He turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me. Why is he a degenerate plant? Because he's nothing like Eliezer, man. An old man. But he says, send me to the grave, man. 2 Maccabees 6:24, for it becometh not our age, said he, in any wise to dissemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eliezer, being fourscore years old and 10, fourscore years old and 10, fourscore is 80, and 10, so he's 90 years old. He's older than Judge Joe Brown, man. Look at the type of example he left for us to read about. How glorified is he going to be when we get in the kingdom? And how low is this damn devil going to be, this damn devil Judge Joe Brown going to be when we get in the kingdom? 2 Maccabees 6:24, for it becometh not our age, said he, any wise to disassemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eliezer, being fourscore years old and 10, were now gone to a strange religion. Exactly, man. How does it look, me being 90 years old, acting like that, just to, you know, go to a strange religion when I've been righteous this whole time? Hell out of here. And so they, through my hypocrisy and desire to live a little time in a moment longer, should be deceived by me, and I get a stain to my old age and make it abominable. And that's what this devil did. He made himself abominable. Judge Joe Brown, man. You know? Not being an example to the nation of Israel to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. And that's what's wrong with a lot of our people, man. They rather live a life that don't show the rest of the nation how it is to live righteously in a world that's wicked and corrupt. And you have nobody look to. 2 Maccabees 6:25. And so they, through my hypocrisy and desire to live a little time and a moment longer, should be deceived by me, and I get a stain to my old age and make it abominable. For though for the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. Exactly, man. Neither alive or dead. You can't escape the hand of the Almighty, even though Esau's putting you to death. 2 Maccabees 6:27. Wherefore now manfully changing this life, I will show myself such an one as mine age requireth. Exactly, man. He's not showing himself to be a man. Judge O. Brown ain't no man. He's not a man. He's a sellout. That's Amalek bending him over spiritually. Taking a gift. A gift destroys the heart. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. He's not wise. He don't know what's written in the book, man. 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 28. And leave a notable example to such, how you doing, man? Such as be young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws. And when he had said these words, immediately he went to the torment. Exactly, man. Because these words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua grievous to these heathen, man. They hate hearing the Bible, man. That's why the LGBTQ, they're going to hate hearing this Bible too. Book of Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. So you LGBTQ, y'all going to die, man. All right? Either by some sexually transmitted disease or the Lord just going to kill you. Just like he had that Dominican Republic, the club, the whole roof came down and bust them down on their heads, man. Over 100 people died in that situation, man. Okay. So that just goes to show you the Lord will put them to death. It's the book of Job 1:18. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. Exactly, that's what y'all were doing. Eating, drinking, dancing, partying. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the four corners of the house. Exactly, just like this party that they were in. And it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. Exactly, they're dead, just like that party in Dominican Republic. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Exactly. That's a story that they're going to tell. How all y'all got put to death partying, doing all types of wickedness, enjoying life for sin for a season. Okay. 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and 29. I'll read 28 again. 2 Maccabees 6 and 28. And leave a notable example, so such as be young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws. Yeah, they're honorable and holy. And I just read a couple of them. And when he had said these words, immediately he went to the torment. Yeah, eating pork is going to get you put to death. Being a homosexual, death. That's not leading to life. The laws, this is how what leads to life. Esau is as hell. He is as death. He promotes death. Okay? Death hates life. The righteous hate the wicked. Okay, everything's 2 and 2. This is the book of Sirach, 33. And it's a lot. In verse 14. It said, actually, I'll start at 13. Sirach 33 and 13. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it as his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as liketh him best. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. Exactly, man. If you're not out on these highways and hedges prophesying about the downfall of Esau, Edom, hey, you're closer to being a damn sodomite. All right? And the more you don't do this work, the more you're like a damn sodomite. Okay? That's basically what it is. There's two sides of it, man. Which side are you on? Okay? You're more of the world, man. And I already brought this out, but I'm going to bring it out again. Isaiah 19 and 17. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he have determined against it. Yeah, these prophecies, man, these laws that need to be held, and no one wants to talk about. They want wickedness to rise up. All these Christians coming against Israel ain't standing up for the Lord. Your foundation is faulty. You're gonna fall. You're gonna die. 2 Maccabees 6 and 29. They that let him change in the good will, they bear him a little before into hatred, because the foresaid speeches proceeded as they thought from a desperate mind. So they thought he was just, he thought it came from a desperate mind. But when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifest unto the Lord that have the holy knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure sore pains in body by being beaten. But in soul am I well content to suffer these things, because I fear him, okay? And there's a lack of fear with you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You don't fear the Lord. You fear jail, you fear things of this world, man. But the Lord got something way worse than Esau could ever do to you. He might even use Esau to waterboard you, torment you, do all types of things to you. This is the last verse and I'm out of here. 2 Maccabees 6 and 31. And thus this man died, leaving his death for an example of a notable coverage and a memorable memorial of virtue, not only unto young men, but unto all his nation. And that's what you old Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans should be doing, man, being an example to all the nation, man. How to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability in a wicked-ass society, Babylon, all right? Cussing out this damn devil, letting him know he's going into slavery for what he's done to the children of Israel. I'm ending right there. Lord's will, that was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah Kodash. Shalom, Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharallah.